Hello, my name is Michele Woolbright-Hickman, and I work for Boone County as a Stormwater Educator. And you might be asking yourself, what is stormwater? Well, it is the water that falls from the sky, either from rain, snow, or sleet, that doesn't soak into our ground, but runs off and into our waterways. Now, when you look at this thing right here, what does it look like to you? It kind of looks like a little town. But in this little town, all the water drains down to one location, and this area is known as a watershed because of that, since it all goes to one location, forming our creeks and streams or lakes. Now in a town we have many different things, so let's build a town and see what's all in it, and we're going to go over some sources of pollution and some good things that we can do to help keep our streams clean and healthy. So whenever we have a town, what are the different things that we need? Well, we have roads to get from different places, and on those roads, to get over our creeks and streams, we need bridges. So bridges help us get across our creeks and streams safely. Also in our towns, we have houses and apartments and duplexes and trailers for all of us to live in. We may have farmland, and so on that farmland we have homes and barns, and a little tractor to have fields that make corn and grass so we can eat, and cows can be a part of our farmland too. And we have places where, whenever it's safe, we can go and learn, and schools, and cars to get around. And whenever we need to build something new, we have construction sites with dump trucks, so we can build new homes and other places for us to live. And so whenever we build and change all these different things, we impact our watershed. And by doing that, we change the quality of the water going into our streams. And so we're going to go over those bad things that people can do to pollute our streams first, and then we're going to talk about what we can do to help keep our streams healthy and clean. So a source of pollution might be from all of this land being torn up, and we're going to use some cocoa powder to look like dirt from all that being torn up. So we have some cocoa powder going here. And where else do you see some bare dirt? There's this creek that's been eroded out, so we're going to add some dirt onto that, and also this construction site. There's a lot of bare dirt on this construction site and hillside. Another source of pollution that might be in our streams is from some fertilizer. Fertilizer is like extra vitamins and nutrients for our plants, and just like everything, a little can often go long ways, and too much of anything can make you sick. And too much fertilizer can also make our streams sick. So we're gonna put a little fertilizer down because this farmer didn't think they needed just a little, they thought they needed a lot. So they over-fertilized the farm. And people often do this with their farm as well. And we're gonna use Kool-Aid to look like fertilizer. So people put way too much fertilizer on their lawn. Another source of pollution for our stream is trash. Have you guys ever seen someone driving down the road and throwing things out their window willy-nilly, not caring about the fish and the frogs? So we're going to use our sprinkles to be a fun version of trash. Saw someone just the other day do this. And what about our pets? Where do they go to the bathroom? They go outside, don't they? And what happens to that if you just leave it there and don't pick it up? It stays there. So we're going to use these chocolate sprinkles to look like poop. So someone was walking their dog right here and didn't clean up after them. What about cows? They don't go to the bathroom inside, do they? They also go outside. I'm gonna put some out there too. Because this farmer let their cattle go right into the stream. All right, so we have all these different types of pollution on our watershed. So we have too much loose dirt over here from the farming with all that extra fertilizer. We have this loose dirt up here from the construction, and we have all this litter just along the street. So whenever it rains, what happens to that? Does it stay in place or does it move? So I want you guys to pay attention. I'm gonna make it rain with this water bottle and see what happens to the pollution whenever it rains. So I'm gonna start up here. And it's moving on down, isn't it? Where's that going? Into our local creek. What about this trash? It can stay for a bit. You can see right here, there's some moving into our stream too. It doesn't stay in place. Our watersheds are connected to our landscape. So whatever we do in our landscape, whenever it rains, it it takes it with it too. So now let's talk about some good things that we can do. So we talked about the bad and how we can pollute our streams, which is really bad not only for the fish and the frogs that live there, but also for the people who drink it. Because watersheds are connected. So the water that starts up here in our Boone County, it can flow down into the Missouri River because we're part of that larger watershed. And Jefferson City gets their drinking water from that river. So it makes it very important for us to keep that water clean and healthy and keep them healthy as well. So we have the fertilizer that's running into the streams and the trash. What can we do about the trash? Very simple thing is form a stream team. Get litter out of the stream, help volunteer with Clean Up Columbia or other organizations like that. But whenever you go out to pick up trash, make sure you don't pick up anything sharp or dangerous. Always have an adult or grown-up with you and let them know where you're going, and wash your hands really well afterwards. But just doing a simple thing like that, picking up trash on the ground, keeps it out of our streams. It also makes our community look a lot nicer. Another good thing that we can do is to not use too much fertilizer to begin with. Grow plants that love to live here. You don't want to have all of this dirt right along the stream. You want to give the stream a little break and put plants next to it. I have this little sticker thing right here, and it's to act like a stream buffer. Or plants along it, and they're kind of like the guardians of the stream. They help keep the pollution out of our stream and clean up the water leaving it. So if you do have any fertilizer or dirt, they'll help catch that along the way and keep it out of our waterways. Another thing that we can do is clean up after our pet. You go walking along, your dog goes to the bathroom outside, don't just turn the other way, pick it up and throw it away properly. Because that also gets into our streams, and this pretty dirty stuff, you don't want to be swimming and playing around in a creek with poop in it, do you? Another thing that we can do is to plant trees. Trees are pretty cool. Trees help keep the water from all falling down at once and reducing the amount of water running into our creek, and also can help keep the ground stable and strong. So whenever you have loose ground like this, if you plant trees and other plants along it, it helps keep the water safe and reduces the amount of water quickly running off, carrying all that nasty stuff with it. And remember, you can be a stormwater champion too. Pick up after your pets, don't litter, and plant some trees and other native species, and help keep our waterways clean and healthy for everyone and all the local plants and animals.